All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. As you can see, the lesson is titled, Are you holding a grudge against your brother? Right? So this is a question you got to ask yourself, right? Because you can easily do this without even knowing it. You see what I'm saying? Because oftentimes, especially being in a brotherhood or just period, just dealing with your people, you might encounter somebody that might offend you, right? Or say something that you don't like. And Satan will try to get those thoughts to play in your head over and over and over again. And he'll use those different thoughts to get you to go off or to do something or to be bitter on the inside. And we know that in the law, it tells you not to hate your brother. Now, Satan can get you to, start trying to feel that way or feel like, man, fuck this nigga, or, you know what I'm saying? Or, I'm going to start some shit with this motherfucker just so I could, have him, I'm going to say something to this motherfucker just so he can say something back so I can punch him in the mouth or some shit like that, or just whatever, right? Satan will play with you, and brothers just got to be mindful of that, man, because that, it'll lead you to falling out the truth. It'll lead you to being bitter, not having the right spirit on you, not having the spirit to go out there and teach your people, not to do the work of the Heavenly Father, because you're not going to be in the right mindset. So that you really have to be careful of, because Satan won't just attack you in with just your family or stuff like that. He might try to attack your brotherhood, or he might try to attack your mind when it comes to you and your brothers. You see what I'm saying? So, these niggas looking too strong, these they looking too brotherly. Let me break that shit up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Let me try to get in there and finagle something. And we see this all throughout history. You see what I'm saying? We see this all throughout history. So I'm gonna just go through some scriptures, that way through history you can see how this was done and how how the issue was resolved and how it ended. You see what I'm saying? And was it good for that person or was it bad? You see what I'm saying? So right here, I'm going to show you Genesis chapter 27 and 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning of my father are at hand. Then I will slay my brother Jacob. So Jacob, right? We all know the story of Jacob and Esau, how Jacob got the blessing. Esau was mad, man. He bare a grudge. Right? He bare a grudge against our forefather Jacob. And he said, you know what? That demon in his mind got so bad, he said, I'm gonna kill this nigga, man. I'm gonna kill this nigga. And see, that's the thing, man. If you don't check that grudging spirit, that hateful spirit, you really gotta look and see and examine yourself in your mind, right? Are you really hating this brother? Right? Are you really shunning that brother? Are you treating that brother wrong because you know what I'm saying? Like, because you bearing a grudge against him? Huh? Like, you got to really ask yourself that. Because if you are, every time you get around this brother, if you feel something, as soon as you look at that nigga, man, that's you holding a grudge, bro. And you got to check yourself, or that bitterness is going to grow more and more and more and more. You see what I'm saying? Now, you can not like certain brothers, or, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not a law to say, you don't particularly like the brother, you know what I'm saying? Maybe like his ways. But the point is, you don't want to hate or bear any grudge to the point where you just feeling that, because it's easy for you to say, yeah, I don't hate the brother, but do your actions show it? What's on the inside? That's what really matters. That do your actions show that you hate that brother, right? Because we know that love and hate is not a word. It's not just a word, right? It's an action, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's the point. Every time you look at that brother, every time you come around that brother, man, fuck this nigga, man. I can't stand this motherfucker. You feel what I'm saying? You want to check that, because that can easily slip and it's something else. You see what I'm saying? So check that, because Satan can use that, right? So you see how Esau, and we know this motherfucker was wicked, right? What'd he do? He tried to kill our forefather Jacob, man. He tried to take us out, and he's still doing that. Esau's still bearing a grudge. And now it's become so to the point where it's just in that motherfucker spirit. It's just in his spirit, right? So let's go to Genesis 37, right? I'm gonna start at verse 4. So we understand what our forefathers, right? Root of Judah, Benjamin, not Benjamin, right? And Gad, and all the other forefathers that came from Jacob, right? We understand what they did to Joseph, right? Now, they did not sell Joseph into slavery, right? We understand that if you go through the scriptures and you read, right, they was, they repent. They was like, all right, let's not do that. Let's go get them. But by the time they came back, Joseph was already gone. Joseph was already sold into slavery, right? But look what led up to that. You see what I'm saying? Let's read it. Genesis 37:4. And when his brethren saw that their father loved him more than all his brethren, they hated him. They went off right there. That's against the law. Don't hate your brother. You see what I'm saying? We have a meeting into. So like I'm at the slave right now. So the point is, don't hate your brother. That's the point. You see what I'm saying? They hated him because shit. Hold on. All right, yeah, Salaki, I had to step away for a second. So yeah, so Genesis 37:4, right? And when his brethren saw their father love him more than all his brethren, they hated him. So that's the thing. They hated him, right? They broke the law. Leviticus 19:17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart, right? So if you don't check that grudge, see, it started with just like a little, like, maybe like a little jealousy or a little grudge that they might have had against, their brother Joseph, right? Then it turned into what? Hatred. So if you don't check that grudging spirit that you got, eventually it will turn to hate, and then it will turn into you breaking the law. And then now, since you breaking the law, right? Now that you breaking the law with hating your brother, now you subjected to sin. Now you sinning. You see what I'm saying? And now, now the Most High might, have one of the angels on the left hand side, or Satan put that spirit in you to start going off. All you need is a little leaven to leaven the whole loaf. So now you letting a little bit of that sin in. You good on everything else, but now you hating your brother. You see what I'm saying? And what does that do? That brings in sin. It makes you go off, right? And Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it to his brethren, and they hated him yet the more. So look, man, they was just adding sin upon sin, right? They, first they hated their brother, then they saw fit to sell their brother into slavery, man, right? This is what shows you, right, through history, because these things in scriptures are written aforetime for our learning. So we're supposed to see these things and how our forefathers treated, Joseph, and see this is not how brotherhood's supposed to be. Now, granted, our forefathers are great men. You see what I'm saying? Great men. But this prime example is how to treat your brother and how not to treat your brother, right? Don't have a grudge, man. Like don't let that stuff fester. All right, so let me get more of it. Genesis 37:18. And when they saw him afar off, talking about when our forefathers, saw Joseph afar off, right? Even before he came near unto them, they conspired against him to slay him. So they was like, yo, listen, you see this nigga coming, we gonna get this nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of this shit. You tired of that shit. Ruben, I know you tired of this shit. Judah, you tired of this shit. We gonna get this nigga. You see what I'm saying? What we gonna do? And they said one to another, behold, this dreamer cometh, like, scoffing at the nigga, scoffing at the brother. Salakia. Come now, therefore, and let us slay him and cast him into some pit, and we will say some evil beast hath devoured him, and we shall see what become of his dreams. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's Jake, man. Yeah, man, here come this nigga that think he know everything, right? You know what I mean? Like, you might be holding a grudge against somebody because, they may be rising up, in the truth or whatever, and then you hold a grudge against them for that. Who knows, man? Because Jake, we sometimes we hold grudges for some stupid stuff, man. But the point of this lesson, man, is to not hold a grudge against your brother, because that's where it goes off. That's where it goes wrong, man. Check that spirit early, right? Check that spirit early, or you're gonna end up like this. You see what I'm saying? And then they were salty because if you know the story of Joseph, what happened is, of course, that was all the Most High's plan, right, to get us into the land of Egypt. But Joseph got raised up. And Joseph, man, on the contrary, he knew what his brothers had did to him, right? Later on, his brothers had came and saw him, right? And his dream did come true, right? And his brother saw him in the land of Egypt. He did a little thing to him, right? But inevitably, he had mercy on his brother. He didn't hold a grudge. Now, if anybody was right to hold a grudge, if holding a grudge was right, it would have been Joseph. For his brother selling them, not selling them because they didn't do it, right? By the time they came back, to change their mind, he was already gone. So, but the point is, right, if anybody should have held a grudge, it would have been Joseph, and he didn't. You see what I'm saying? And look how Joseph was blessed. He was raised up, second in command in Egypt. Everywhere Joseph went, man, he was blessed. You see what I'm saying? He prospered. He had a merciful spirit, man, right? Because if you want to obtain mercy, if you want to obtain forgiveness, you got to forgive your brother, man. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes, Jake, man, you get offended on things that, you know, a brother don't even know he doing, right? And it's just, or you get offended, or you might hold a grudge against the brother for him being a certain way that he just is, and that's just how he is, man. And you just don't like the nigga because that's just how he is. And that's not right, man. Joseph was just being him. It wasn't his fault that the Lord created him to be great. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't his fault that the Lord blessed him. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't his fault, but you hated him for it. And that's not right, man. Right? That's like keeping that's like having the spirit of those wicked Pharisees, man. Right? That was hating on Yahushua for him being great. You see what I'm saying? For him being perfect. They hated on him. So when you having that grudging spirit, man, you carrying the spirit of Esau, you carrying the spirit of those wicked Pharisees, you carrying the spirit of wickedness, man. And you want to check that, or else you're gonna fall out, man. Or else the Most High is gonna see that, right? The Most High is gonna see that spirit and be like, damn, this nigga want forgiveness, right? But he keep holding grudges against his brothers. Why would I do that, right? If you love your brother, if you can't love your brother who you have seen, how can you love the Most High who you haven't seen? You see this brother every day at camp, right? All the time at camp. You talk to this brother, you know, whatever. And you got a grudge against this brother, man? That's not right, man. Your spirit ain't right. And you got to check that for you get checked. You see what I'm saying? And you don't want to get checked by the Most High. Right? So let me grab the next John. Genesis 50:15. And when Joseph's brethren saw their father was dead, they said, Joseph will peradventure hate us. We will certainly and will certainly requite us all the evil which we did unto him. But nah, Joseph had mercy on his brothers, man. Right? Joseph, he didn't, you know, render evil for evil. You see what I'm saying? Right? Proverbs 20:22. Say not thou, I will recompense evil, but wait on the Lord, and he shall save thee. Right? So, you know, that's kind of going into something else when it talks about he shall save thee. But the point is, right? Don't recompense evil for evil. Wait on the Lord. The Lord either gonna get that judgment to that person that's, you know, constantly holding grudges, or being wicked towards you, holding, you know, some type of aggression in his chest towards you. You feel what I'm saying? Whenever it come to you, and when a nigga look at you, it's like, oh, this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck, I do to you. You know, that's how you you know, the Lord. You gotta hold fast that the Lord is going to deal with all that, right? You just keep being a good brother. You just keep loving your brother, man. You keep praying for that brother. You know what I'm saying? You keep doing those particular things, man. So make sure you don't have no grudges on your chest. You feel what I'm saying? Because I done been in situations where, you know, I done got into, like, you know, conversations with brothers, and our relationship done grown even stronger. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, that's how you know a true brother, man. You see what I'm saying? That's how you really know a true brother. Right? If y'all can go through conversations and y'all relationship grows stronger after that, man, that brother has a sincere heart, man. Right? That brother truly has a sincere heart, man. Right? But if you go through, like, you know, a little you know, disagreement with a brother, and a nigga just like change up on you after that forever, it's like, damn, man. And it wasn't even nothing that was all crazy. That I don't, and then you still willing to, you know, try to, you know, be a good brother and be loving and stuff like that. That brother's wicked, man. That brother probably got some wickedness in him, man. So these are the things that you want to see, man, and you want to check, right? So I got another one for you. Cain and Abel. So we grab Esau, we grab Joseph, right? And our patriarchs, right? Now I'm about to grab Cain and Abel. You already know the story. So this is something, this all in the book of Genesis, right? And you can see how the Lord was, you know, he constantly put these things, you know, aforetime for our learning. Right? So that way we can see these things and see how not to be and see how to be. You see what I'm saying? So let me get it. Genesis chapter 4, verse 4. And Abel he also brought of the firstlings of his flocks and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel to his offering. But unto Cain and his offering he had not respect. And Cain was very wroth. So Cain was mad, man. His countenance fell. Why art thou wroth, Cain? Why art thou wroth? And why is thy countenance fallen? If thou doest well, shall thou not be accepted? So basically the Lord telling him like, yo, if you was to do good, I'd accepted your stuff too, but you didn't. So what you mad for? Right? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door. So if you don't do well, you know what I mean? Nigga, that's sin on you. And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. And Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel and Abel his brother and slew him, right? So the whole point is, right, when you constantly holding grudges and that bitterness is inside of you, it's going to fester. It's going to grow into something else. That's why you got to check that spirit early, man, right? If you even sense that stuff trying to come up in you, you got to have that type of mindset. You got to go to the Lord. You got to pray. You got to rebuke that spirit, because that's a demon, man. That is a demon trying to come up on your mind and trying to cause, like, you know, unnecessary division, right? Because we know that, you know, Yahweh, you know, the spirit of Yahweh Shai, you know, he comes to divide. But I'm talking about unnecessary division when you're supposed to have brotherhood, right? You know, that's righteous division with Yahweh Shai, but that unrighteous division is like when you letting spirits all in your mind, and then they got you causing strife with other brothers and stuff like that. You want to cancel that thing out, man. All right, we want to have the spirit of forgiveness. We want to have the spirit of love. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we're just, you know, making sure we keeping the laws with our brothers. And one of the main laws, Leviticus 19:17, thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Right? Matter of fact, let me just grab that, right? Leviticus 19, I'm going to start at 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him, right? Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people. So don't bear any grudge against your people. That's a law, bro. If you bearing a grudge against, you know, any of your people, man, fuck this nigga, man. Man, I can't stand this motherfucker, man. You know? You know, it's just like you starting to bear a grudge, bro, and you gotta check that, because that ain't right. That ain't the type of spirit you want to carry, and that's gonna lead in you doing something else, man. That's foul. All right? It says, thou shalt not bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord, right? So that's thus saith the Lord, man. That's a law, right? So you see what I mean? Like, let me get Ephesians chapter 4, verse 31. You know, just some scriptures that you can look over and see if you have that type of bitterness. If you really check in this video, like, Hits the Spirit, you want to use these scriptures, you know, to go ahead and cut that demon, rebuke that demon. You see what I'm saying? Ephesians 4:31. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking. So you don't want to be talking shit about, you know what I'm saying, always talking shit about this brother, you know, behind his back and stuff like that. Whisper. You know what I mean? Whispering and stuff like that. You know, put away from you with all malice, and be ye kind one to another. Be kind one to another, man. Let the Lord handle whatever he going, you know, whatever, you know, he going to do with that brother. If he holding a grudge and you know he holding a grudge, still be kind to that brother, man. You know, because that ain't your job to go ahead and render evil for evil. That's the Lord, man. You see what I'm saying? It says, be kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as the Most High, Hamashiach, sakes have forgiven you. Right? So you got forgiveness. You a wicked nigga. Our righteousness is as filthy rags, and the Most High don't forgive your wicked ass. Right? So the point is, you should forgive your brother, man. And if the Lord see fit to get rid of that guy, then so be it. That was the Lord, you know. You know that he has the perfect judgment, right? But what the Lord is requiring of you, the job that he gave you, is not to hate your brother, not to hold any grudge against your brother, man. Because at the end of the day, that's all you got, man, is your people, man, your brothers. Now, you know, when you out here rebuking Jake, yeah, fine. You rebuking a nigga, yeah, fine. Niggas need rebuke. You know what I'm saying? Niggas need hella rebuke. You know, sometimes I need to be rebuked. You know what I'm saying? That's what, you know, and all rebuking is just correction. You know what I'm saying? You know, we all need correction at one point and another, at one time or another. But that's different between holding a grudge. You see what I'm saying? Like, you really just can't stand this motherfucker. Like, it's getting to a point where you just hating that motherfucker. Like, you just hating that guy, and that's not cool. Right? All right, I'm about to finish this joint off. Right? Let me grab Matthew. I'm about to grab Matthew chapter 6, verse 14. right? For if you forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. So at the point is, you know what I'm saying, you got to forgive your brothers, man. You know, because sometimes there's going to be times where, you know, your brother might offend you. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you do got to shake it off, right? And then ultimately, man, you know, brothers got to not be emotional. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, don't take it too far where if a nigga, you know, say, if a brother say something to you straight to your face, oh no, bro, and then, you know what I mean, and then, you know, and it's just straight blatant disrespect. It ain't no being emotional if you you know what I mean, say something about that. Oh, bro, you just being emotional. Bro, you just called me a bitch to my face. You know what I'm saying? Like, or something like that, to that effect. I don't know what you going, you know what I mean? Anybody that's in those type of situations, or, you know, if the nigga might say something disrespectful, you know what I mean? You know, check that. But, you know, sometimes, you know, some things, you know, you just let roll off. But you don't want to get to that point where you have a grudging spirit against your brother, because then that could turn to hate. And grudging is against the law, which we just read in Leviticus 19 and 18. And then hating your brother is against the law, Leviticus 19 and 17. So do not bear a grudge against your brother. Man, you got to forgive your brother, or else you ain't going to be forgiven, man. You see what I'm saying? So with that, I'm going to say Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatah, Shalom, man.